Richard Madeley revealed on Good Morning Britain how a sub-postmaster had killed himself after falsely being accused of theft in the post office scandal. The discussion around the scandal resurfaced after ITV aired a drama based on the events in Mr. Bates vs. the Post Office. Between 1999 and 2015, 700 post office branch managers were wrongly accused of theft after faulty software made it appear money was missing from their outlets. Many were jailed and ended up bankrupted, and sadly, the mental health of many of the victims was seriously impacted and some ended up taking their own lives. Years later, many haven't received an apology or compensation from the post office. Alan Bates, who was impacted and accused of the crime, spent years tracking down other victims and took the post office to the High Court. In 2019, the victims won their legal battle, but many have still not received any compensation or apology. On Tuesday's Good Morning Britain, Richard doubted the published figures as he explained he'd heard about another suicide. During the latest installment of the ITV show, Richard reflected on how he had chatted to a sub-postmaster yesterday about the controversy. He explained, "Yesterday I was in a post office sending a recorded delivery letter and I know the woman behind the counter quite well. She calls me Richard, and I said, 'How was the drama for you?' And she burst into tears. She told me her story, and I won't say exactly where it was, but she said that a cousin of hers killed himself after being accused of stealing £20,000 from the post office. Shush is in a family which has quite a few relatives working in the post office up and down the country. They were all affected by it, they were all accused of theft." He continued, "And this particular second cousin, after being accused and disowned by his family disowned him, they believed the post office and the case against him." Richard later went on to claim the official suicide figures from the scandal, which is reported as 4, is likely more than that. On Monday, the real Alan Bates and his wife Suzanne gave a candid interview about the ordeal on This Morning, and many tuned in were left emotional and furious. When asked if he was surprised by the amount of attention the drama had received, Alan replied, "Well, yes, but I think the drama does such a good job of exposing the suffering people have been through. I'm not surprised the whole nation's been moved by it." Suzanne added, "Alan and I are jointly victims of this abuse by post office, and I have to say it reminds me that sub-postmasters have families, and all their families have been severely affected as well." Paula Venables was CEO of the post office from 2012 to 2019, and a petition, which has more than 1 million signatures, is currently calling for her to lose her CBE, which she was awarded in 2019. Mr. Bates vs. the Post Office is available to watch on ITVX, while Good Morning Britain airs weekdays from 6 a.m. on ITV.